Now, you might raise your eyebrows when I tell you that this long-standing member of the Sanhedrin is now an advocate for the accused Nazarene. But I have never given up my commitment to every small detail of God's law. My loyalty matters to me now more than ever. Let me give you some more examples of laws our leaders broke that night as we sought to condemn Jesus. Now, I've already told you it was illegal for a criminal trial to be conducted at night. However, what we schemed was even more troublesome than that. Our law allows no criminal trials during the entire week of Holy Passover. You also need to know that no Jewish court could ask, much less compel, a criminal defendant to testify against himself. Evidence of guilt must be found and presented by others. So you will understand my shock when, not satisfied with his first three perversions of justice, Caiaphas demanded that Jesus give testimony against himself. But what testimony could he be asked to give? Caiaphas had nothing to go on, no evidence, no subversive plot, no political rebellion could be marked on the rabbi's record. If, however, Jesus would claim to be the Son of God, well, no other evidence would be needed to put Jesus to death. You see, under Jewish law, such a claim would be blasphemy, and that demanded capital punishment. If Jesus was not the divine Messiah he claimed to be, in our Jewish mindset, his fate should be the same as a common murderer. Not content to simply make Jesus testify against himself, Caiaphas went further and demanded that he do so under oath. "Do you swear by God's name to tell the whole truth? Tell us before God if you are the Son of God." Well, we all gasped at hearing his questions. We knew full well the life and death implications of an answer like this. As we waited, the room became quiet enough to hear the rustle of a robe or the slight scuff of a sandal on the ground. I stared at Jesus, longing for him to say the sensible thing. He could so easily refuse to respond to this illegal question. However, what seemed reasonable to me or to anyone else under the circumstances, it made no sense for Jesus. He did not come to save his life, but to give it for others. Though his whole future rested upon his answer, Jesus did not shrink in fear or stand up for his rights. Rather, he spoke with an unlikely majesty. "You are the one who says so. Yes, I declare that I am." Caiaphas now had all he needed. Jesus wasn't through yet. Quoting from Daniel 7, one of our favorite references to the coming Messiah, he continued, "I tell you, the day will arrive when you will see the Son of Man exalted, with the Father seated at the right hand of power. I will one day come to earth on the clouds of heaven to bring my kingdom on earth." In this end times image, Jesus added insult to injury by promising a future only the divine Messiah could accomplish. Well, we were stunned at his courage and confidence. Caiaphas' indignation boiled over as he rose to tear his garments, the traditional response to a high priest, to a heretical claim of divinity. "Why do we need any witnesses? These blasphemous words were all we need to condemn him. Don't you agree?" Easily swept away by Caiaphas' verdict, our assembly spoke in unison. "Yes, he is guilty and worthy of death." Even those of us who admired Jesus and sympathized with his teaching were too intimidated to protest. Caught up in the moment's passion, we all forgot about the law requiring a night to sleep on a guilty verdict. Yet another mishandling of justice. Caiaphas would claim that our masquerade of justice would protect our people from harm. Little did we know that his death sentence was no accident, but it was actually a part of God's plan. We declared Jesus guilty, but it was we who were guilty, and it was for our guilt he chose to die.